People say things that drive me crazy because they don't want to do it. As if you can't find it. Are you telling me you're at this conference and you can't find people? You don't know what Fiverr is, you don't know how to post on LinkedIn, you don't know how to search terms on Twitter. Like, people come up with excuses. A lot of people don't grow because they want money to buy things. A lot of people's businesses don't grow because they want the business to give them money so they can get a Corvette or a second. This is back to, you've got to find the thing you like. Because if you're building a brand or your thing to buy the yacht, you're not gonna build a very big thing. I'm just building the thing to build the thing. It's more interesting for me to build the thing than it is, it's like this. Some people love, actually here's a great comp. This blew my mind. One of the most stunning things that happened to me in my life. My whole life, I've wanted to be a professional athlete, right? So by 5th grade, I was like, fuck, I don't think I can play for the Jets. These kids have gotten much bigger and stronger. In fact, I had such good hand-eye coordination that I was fucking killing people in 1st and 2nd and 3rd grade. But somewhere around like 5th grade, I'm like, why is everyone twice my size now? And so I was like, this might not be in the cards, and that's when I decided to buy the Jets. But I was like, fuck it, if I can't play for it, I'll just own the whole fucking thing. So now me and AJ get into the sports business and we have a big practice now. And when I realized that a lot of kids play professional sports, but they don't love the game, it was just their best way to monetize, that like blew my mind. And I mean, really don't like it. And like when we recruit kids now, I never want to recruit a kid that doesn't love the game. Because I don't think they're gonna be at the, because we make our money on the 2nd and 3rd contract. There's kids that sign that 1st contract and it's a wrap. You wanna know why people are out of the league in 3-4 years? Because they didn't give a fuck about the game. So for me, this thing that we're talking about, I don't want the things that come from being the best entrepreneur in the world. I just wanna be the best entrepreneur in the world. So it goes to like, do you love it? Because if you don't, you can't get there. And so a lot of people don't have a D-Rock or a team because they don't want to spend the $53,000 on it because they want a Birka bag and they want to go to Tahiti and they want a fucking Lambo. You're taking the money out of your business for your insecurities instead of feeding the business to win the fucking game. People want to look successful more than actually be successful. Back to why I make so much content about self-esteem. The reason I focus on love and being kind to yourself and the shit that I've been talking about is that's the seed of the whole game. If you need Lambos and chains and accolades and check marks and 1 million followers to clog the holes that you have in your soul, then you're gonna not be able to build meaningful things because you're taken out of your business instead of feeding it. I always speak to the audience I'm speaking to. So once I saw that the audience was extremely young and unbelievably deep on Instagram, it gave me the context to know that a lot of people on Instagram are living a life to portray a certain lifestyle, which means that people are spending money they don't have. Now I think taking on debt to build a business or upgrade your home where you can afford the mortgage, all great. But I think a lot of people are spending money on dumb shit, and are buying cars and clothes and vacations that they can't afford to impress other people, and that was the point I was trying to make.
Well, they say it's for the content.
Yes, but I think that's an excuse a lot of times. Yeah. They're say, when people say, but Gary, it's for the content, I hear, but Gary, it's for my insecurity.
Okay.
If it's for the content and you can show me that you're building a travel blog and you're making that money back, well, that's an investment. If it's costing you $17,000 to go to Bali, but in the next 3 months or even 3 years, you're gonna get paid to subsidize that, that's fine. The reality is, I don't see that often. The way I think about finances is pretty interesting. I don't think about it from my whole life I've been able to make money. So, and I understand that that's a rare talent, I do. Like, most people aren't super gifted in making money. So I don't fear finances the way many do. At the same token, I don't put it on a for that reason probably, I don't love it either. So when I think about 5 or 10 years from now, it feels similar to now, which is I want to keep making money so I can keep reinvesting it and keep giving myself opportunities to play. I'm not, I save money for a rainy day, but you don't need that much.
Yeah.
Well, let me rephrase, it's percentage I don't need that much by percentage of what I make because I'm not looking to live too big of a lifestyle. So I put some away, but for the most part, I use money to give myself opportunities to play business. It's like a game.
So kind of you against the lavish lifestyle?
Against the what, my friend?
Lavish lifestyle.
Lavish? Yeah, for me, it doesn't bring me pleasure. I don't want a boat, I don't want a fancy car, I don't want jewelry or art. But I don't judge other people. If you can afford it, do whatever the hell you want. Give it all away to charity, buy a $5 million painting. If you can afford, especially if you made it, if you made the money and you can afford it, you're my favorite person. Because then you can do whatever the hell you want with your money. I think, and by the way, if you inherit it, you inherited it. So you were in a fortunate situation. Obviously, I don't look at that the same way because I admire people who make it. But no, I do not. I'm unbelievably unimpressed with somebody who flaunts their money with things. I don't judge it, but it doesn't get me excited at all. I've never looked at anything and been impressed by it for its cost. I don't even know what things cost.
Yeah.
I don't, when I go to if I'm in, I think a lot about when I'm in Cannes for the marketing festival, or if I'm in Beverly Hills for an event, or I remember I was somewhere, it was like very fancy cars. I don't know what's a $500,000 car, what's a $5 car. It just, jewelry, forget about it. I have no idea. Art, no clue. It's just not on my radar. No, I don't think about that at all.
Okay.
At all. There's a reason I have 1 hour keynote videos and 1 hour podcasts, but also pound unlimited micro content that's 10 seconds long. You can go very tactical and, a lot of people want to hear that are like, should I make a TikTok that says, watch the rest on YouTube? It's less about that. People will find you. They become intrigued. Your URL strategy on all your social networks should be very thoughtful. I'm constantly changing them based on whatever my objectives are. But it just means that the world of content creating should be always thought about as and I notice that everybody's into or. Right? People are insecure. Most of you did not start on TikTok fast enough because you didn't have followers on it. You didn't start on TikTok fast enough because you had 80,000 followers on Instagram and you had 0 on TikTok and you didn't like that feeling. That's why celebrities lost the first time around. So the things that you made fun of people for on Instagram, you became on TikTok. And so, I think it's always and. Everyone's like, or. They're like, Gary, I'm already on Instagram. They love using logical excuses like, Gary, I need to focus. I'm like, cool. Knock yourself out. I'll talk to you in 36 months when you're crying. You're focusing on losing. The lack of humility and the lack of interest in putting in the work on the new thing because you just figured out the last thing is why most people don't grow. There's not an accident that I've been winning on every platform for the last 15 years. It's called humility and hard work. You think I was pumped when I had 1 million followers on Twitter and Instagram came along? I was pissed. I'm like, I'm fucking winning this bird game. But I'm like, fuck, everyone's gonna go there, so I need to go. You think I was pumped when TikTok came along? I was dominating the gram. I was like, that's where it's gonna be. So the lack of humility and the lack of shit, I don't wanna learn this new thing, I just got this, that's fine. There's a problem though. What you want has nothing to do with what the market is doing. The market doesn't give a shit about your feelings. The market's not like, oh, Tyrone spent a lot of time on fucking Instagram, we should not create TikTok. You think God's thinking like that? Get the fuck out of here.